One potent way for you to experience ease in your life. This is what we're going to be talking about today because it's exhausting to experience burnout. It's exhausting to experience cloudiness and discomfort in our lives. So if we can experience ease in one potent way, one step you can take to experience ease, this is what we're going to talk about today. This has been very helpful in my life as someone that practices emotional regulation tools. We're going to get into what that even means and how you can experience ease in your life. So welcome back to this replay episode. For those of you that are watching, I would love for you all to comment, to interact. I feel excited when you all do that, and I like that. So you're more than welcome to do so, and also to share your feedback, share your insights. So caveat to this, I worked out before this, and whenever I come back, I like to sometimes change my clothes. So this is one of the t-shirts sometimes that I put on if I'm a little bit colder. So I have no correlation with Colorado State. And I got this shirt when I was in high school. And I like the shirt. It's comfortable. I think it's cool. It has I just like it. And it's verde. It's on brand. So I just want to say I don't have any correlation or representation from Colorado State. I simply just like the shirt. I like the color. I like the feel. Sometimes I am going to show up where I have makeup and I have a blazer, and that feels really exciting for me or really powerful. And then sometimes I'm going to show up I don't do this as often, but I'm going to show up in a t-shirt, and that just feels comfortable. And I just want to show up as me because of how I'm building the business, and also how I'm wanting to show up for you all to see me as well. So that way it gives you the permission to show up as you, and that you are multidimensional, meaning that you're not just business, and you're not just blazer, and you're not just t-shirt. You get to be t-shirt, blazer, and everything in between. So that's why I'm wearing this. I want to feel comfortable. I just worked out. I didn't feel like taking a shower yet, and here we are, and I'm vibing with this, and this is me. So welcome. So we're going to talk about one potent way for you to experience ease. And before we get into that, before we talk about the one potent way that you can experience ease, I'm going to set you all up to where it'll make sense. I'm going to set up the talk that we're going to do to where we're going to do some backstories. Maybe that's a wording I'd like to use. We're going to use some backstory in regards to having this make sense. Okay. So most of the time in our life, we're in survival mode. So what that means is that we are in our sympathetic nervous system. So what we're going to talk about is the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. I may have already lost some of you, so let me break down and define what that means. So the sympathetic nervous system is basically when you feel in your body a few different ways. One, you are ready to fight someone. Okay, you're ready to fight someone. Your coworker could say one more thing to you, and you are ready to go off. Like, you are on edge. You're almost waiting to say something. You're waiting. Your partner could look at you one more side eye. Your partner could look at you, and you are ready. You have fighting words in your throat. You feel you're almost looking for when you can go ahead and voice what you want to voice. Okay. So as a part of the sympathetic nervous system, that is fight. Okay. You're ready to fight. Another one is flight. So when something is going on that you just feel, you feel annoyed. You feel like I don't want to be in this conversation. I physically feel my body wanting to leave. Like, I don't want to leave. This is kind of when people are like, I don't have time for this, and they just walk out of conversations and there's no follow-up. So it's very much, I don't have capacity right now for this. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to talk. And it's different, which we're not going to go deep into this. It's one thing to ground yourself, which we're going to talk about. It's one thing for you to feel more ease when you're having conversations with people. I think that that's very healthy and very important. And it's another, and to take time, like to take, 5 to 30 minutes, whatever it is, to feel more ease within yourself, and then, communicate and say, I love you, we're going to rejoin, and we're going to talk about this, versus I don't have time for this, I'm leaving, and then the other person is left feeling so anxious because you don't know if there's any follow-up, you don't know what's going on. So that's what I'm talking about when I mean flight. There's not as much communication there, and that person doesn't feel, the other person doesn't feel safe, okay? So flight is that you just want to leave. Freeze is feeling within your throat, I either know what I want to say and it won't come out because I'm so scared of what the other person might say, or I'm scared to be rejected. Oftentimes that's buried deeper as a fear of rejection from the other person, or physically feeling scared. There's different things in regards to that, which I'm not going to go into. Or feeling like you don't even know what to say. So it's that sometimes you feel like you know what you want to say, but you're scared of that person rejecting you. Or another times it's like, I can't even believe that this conversation is happening right now, or that this is going on in my life, and I just feel frozen. I just feel like I can't even believe that this is the conversation that's happening right now. It's like you're disassociating, okay? So go ahead and type in the comments. Go ahead and raise your hand if you are watching this replay, well, virtually. Go ahead and raise your hand, pop some comments in. If this is you, we all experience this in different ways, and this is called, again, our sympathetic nervous system, when we are experiencing fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, so all one of the above. Now, in order to experience more ease, we need to activate our parasympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic nervous system is fight, flight, freeze. You can think of yourself in survival mode in some way. And then parasympathetic nervous system is the ease. It's the digestion. It's when you feel calm. So for example, after you have a screaming match with your partner, and then you're like, right? You feel more calm. Or whenever you have a really good cry, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that just feels so good. I feel like I needed that, right? So that's when that rest and digest comes in. Now, it's not healthy to have a screaming match with your partner, in my opinion. I think it's important for you to go regulate yourself, and we'll get into some examples of what that means, and then come back and have a conversation, because screaming and yelling and all those things is not helpful to either one of you. Having a good cry by yourself or with someone that you trust when they are available to receive that. So asking that person, for example, hey, are you emotionally available if I talk with you about, or let some things off in regards to my day today? Are you available for that? Asking them before, so they can say yes, or they can say no. They can consent within themselves. Okay, so to experience more ease and peace, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system. We're going to get to one of the most potent tools in a little bit as well. So hopefully shortly, shortly. So you can do different things to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Again, you can cry. This is ideally within yourself first. If you're able to, yourself first. So being able to cry in the comfort of your own space, being able to punch pillows. For example, if you want to fight, thinking about the fighting words that you want to say and punching the pillows and saying out loud, saying them to that person, or thinking about saying it to that person, but you're not saying it to the person. You're saying it to the pillow and you're letting it out, okay? Flight. Well, okay, so shaking your arms, like shaking your arms, letting it out, breathing, all these different things helps you experience more ease, helps you to regulate yourself so you can experience the ease from the parasympathetic nervous system. So I teach embodiment and emotional regulation tools, which is what we just went over. So punching the pillows, crying, different things in that regard. So I teach on what I just talked about. Now, I've been practicing punching pillows a lot. I've been practicing crying, but recently I've been punching a lot of pillows, and I felt an interesting shift, an interesting insight, an interesting intuition that came in for me. So what happened was, and I've been practicing these tools for some time. So at first it's going to feel awkward. At first it's going to feel like, and even sometimes you might not want to do it. And so it's powerful to lean in and say, okay, this I know is healthy for me to experience and do, and doing it so you can experience more ease. Okay. So that's one thing. So my body has gotten used to, my soul has gotten used to, okay, this is what's healthy for us to do to experience more ease, to experience more peace. Even if we feel like we might not want to do it, there's a trial in experimenting with that. Recently, I had a voice tell me, talk to me. Talk to me, give it to me. And so one of the most potent ways to experience ease is by talking to God. Talking to God. And I asked ChatGPT, I said, is talking to God an emotional regulation tool? And it said, yes, it's one of the most powerful, especially when you feel that spiritual connection within yourself, and a spirituality is important to you. And if your connection with God is important to you, then connecting with God is a beautiful way for you to experience ease. And so I share this because I came to a point where I was like, okay, I know that the punching pillows can help me to a certain point in experiencing ease, but it felt like I needed something bigger. It felt like I needed something that was a higher reinforcement. It felt like I needed something I needed help. I needed some sort of support. And so one day I had heard God, which was the voice, tell me, I was about to go punch some pillows, and I heard God tell me something in regards to stop and give it to me. Like I kind of just felt my body stop, and he said, give it to me, or trust in me, something along those lines. And so I did, and so I envisioned God sitting down and eating with me. So, and he gave me the verbatim of dinner dates with God. And that might even be a course. I wrote it down, so it might be a course or something that we do with Verde, like dinner dates with God, a VIP something. That could be cool. So, yeah, I felt God tell me that, and I just felt ease. And I envisioned all of the things that I was annoyed with or stressing about or thinking about just kind of like go through my body and just kind of be absorbed through him, and that he just took them on. And I hear God tell me different things, and I heard him say trust or ease or enjoy is one of them. And so I invite you today to invite God into this emotional regulation practice and experiencing more ease in your life. And the way that I like to talk to God is by being honest with him, being open with him. And he knows your heart. He knows. And so it's not just which is how I used to do it. I was talking with my grandpa about this last night in different ways, but it's not like, and what many of us do is, please God, please God, please God, please God, please God, I need this thing. Please, this person's so sick. Please, 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 if I just get this one thing, please, I'll follow you forever and I'll do blah, blah, blah. Like we make these, promises. And then the thing happens. We're like, yes, it's so good. But we don't even praise God. We forget to thank God, or we forget to praise God. And so it's not about shaming yourself for that, but it's about recognizing that that's not a relationship, that's transactional. And this is not me discrediting your relationship with God, but this is saying, how can you deepen your relationship with God by actually starting to listen to what he's saying? And to not just be the one that's talking, but to be the one that's also listening. So for me, when I talk with God, I like to be like, yes, God is awesome and powerful and all these different things. And I think one of the most potent ways that you can talk with God is by being honest with him. So it doesn't have to be, thou almighty Father, and like, just not how you speak. Speak to him how you would speak to a friend or your mom or your dad or guardian, someone that you trust, someone that you love. Speak to them in your voice that you normally speak in, and build a vulnerable, authentic relationship with God in that way. And watch that shift your relationship, because then it's not just about you talking, it's also about you being quiet after, or even sometimes, and listening to these almost higher thoughts that you get. Or, I did a video on this where God communicates to us in different ways. It can be through the Bible that he might talk to you, or it can be through a TikTok or Instagram or YouTube video. It can be through another person. It could be through, the Bible app. You see the passage, I can't think of the wording right now, but you see the quote come up, can't think of it, and you feel God in that way. And so how can you actually just be open to listening to the voice that comes, to this almost higher knowing, and trusting that that is God? Trusting that that is God, and trusting that even when you feel uncertainty and you feel unclear and you feel annoyed, and this might even be towards God, it probably is. It can be towards God, which is totally valid and normal too. The confusion of, God, I feel like you told me this, but now you're telling me that, and it can be confusing. And so even just as you do this, your relationship with God becomes consistent because God is consistent. God is always there for you. That even if you feel confused within yourself based on what you feel like God's told you, that he is so consistent and he will provide you with clarity. And it might not be immediate, it might take some time, but that he will provide you with clarity regarding whatever is happening in your life. So I hope that this helps you experience more ease. Anyone that believes in God or that you want to practice this can do this, can experience ease in this way. And I hope that this is helpful. You can have a dinner date with God. You can imagine, I envision all the younger versions of me, which is something I also teach as well in the course, in the different courses. And I envision my inner children, and then God's also next to me, and we're like, yeah, we have sometimes I'll be eating, we're like, yes, have a toast together. So yeah, I had beautiful insights in regards to that as well. So I hope that this allows you to experience more ease. I hope that this allows you to experience more peace, and just know that, again, as you talk with God in more of an open way, one, it's just going to feel better. It's going to feel more authentic. Just like thinking about the most awesome relationships that you have, it's when you're yourself. And when you are also yourself with God, God invites you, I'm inviting you to be authentic with God. And that's going to feel really good. It's going to feel more natural to you based on however you want your relationship with God to be, or based on how you want to talk to God. So, and how you just talk in general. So that's going to feel really good. It's going to feel easeful. It's going to feel calming. And when you do that and you build your relationship with God, you know that God is consistent because he consistently shows up for you. He consistently provides you with, my grandpa said this last night, not what you want, but what you need. And sometimes it's what we want. Sometimes it's not, but it's what we need. And it's a thank God moment in some cases when those happen. So one way for you to experience ease, so to kind of wrap it up, as you build that relationship, that's where you'll start to experience more ease, because you know the consistency, because there's been consistency. Maybe I said that, but I want to wrap it up as well. So one way for you to experience, one potent way for you to experience more ease in your life is by talking with God. Anyone that feels a pull to do this, that believes in God or wants to practice doing this or experiment with doing this, I invite you to do so. Have a dinner date with God, have a lunch date with God, have a breakfast with God, whatever you want to call it, and just have fun, be open, be yourself, be authentic, and see how the conversation goes. It's okay if you don't feel anything at first. It's okay that it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel like you're crazy if this is the first time that you're doing it. But trust that this is one of the most potent ways that we can experience ease, aside from emotional regulation tools, which are awesome and I still use, but that this is one of the best ways, or a very potent, powerful way that we can experience ease, is by talking with God. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you like my shirt. And I'm sending you all peace and beauty and love and good energy your way. God is with you. Always, always, always. God is with you. And I hope you all have such a beautiful day. Peace.